Hey folks, what's everybody doing out there in Facebook land? Anyway, I've been, before I get started with what my video is about, which is, it's going to be about Trump, but before I get busy on that, I got me a job and I worked my first day today and it feels so great to be back in the world after 3 years. I've got a full-time job, so I'm happy over that, and it's got my mojo going. So anyway, I'm kind of tired from working today because I haven't worked for a while, but I'm back to work. Yay! So, this video is going to be about Trump, but I mean, I'm not bashing him. Well, I probably will bash. I don't know what I'm going to do with. Anyway, Melinda and Sam and I forget who else it was. Anyway, there's a few of you out there that told you guys that I had a theory about Trump. It isn't fact. It's not facts. There's nothing fact-based about it. It's just a theory that I've come up with this man, and I've had this theory for so long. I've had this theory since almost as soon as he won the presidency. And then things come out and happen, and there's a lot of things that have happened that have confirmed my theory. So here goes. When Trump come riding down the escalator and announced his bid to run for presidency, that man was broke. That was my first theory. He's broke. He's running for presidency because he's broke, and he has to find a way he doesn't want to file bankruptcy again. You know, he's in his 70s. He doesn't want to go down that way. He doesn't want to go out that way. How can I leave riches behind for my silver spoon kids? Well, he ran for president. And I don't think, I'm almost positive he never, ever wanted to win the presidency. Never expected to win, didn't want to win. Even Cohen testified that Trump never wanted to win the presidency. When Cohen testified that Trump never wanted to win, I wish that, some people in Congress would have said, well, then what was he looking for? But nobody ever asked him that question. And I wish they would have. I think that he was on the verge of bankruptcy again, and Don the Con, as a last-ditch effort, decided to run for president to fill his coffers. So all the money would come in and fill his coffers, and then it'd be one last con by him, one last art of the deal on the American people, and then he's not leaving his wife behind broke, his kids behind broke, the Trump brand lives on, yada, yada, yada. And he kept gaining in popularity and gaining in popularity. And the closer we got to the election, 2016, the more crazy he got, the more crazy things he would do, the more crazy things he would say, the more, in any other day and age in America, American people would not have put a man like this in office that's, sitting on a bus with a oops hot mic and talking about how much he loves women, loves to kiss them, and he loves to grab their, the JJs, and things like that. And for some reason, I don't think, and maybe you guys think that I'm crazy too, but I think he knew the mic was hot. I think that the closer we got to the election, the more outlandish and the more wackier his behavior got, because he didn't want to win. But the wackier he got, the more people climbed aboard the Trump train. And I think that even though more than half of America was shocked that he won, there was nobody more shocked about Trump winning than Trump. So, what started off as a way to fill his coffers, gain some riches, leave a legacy behind, landed him in the most powerful seat in the world, really. And I would imagine in the very beginning, the shock, yeah, he probably felt like a kid in a candy store. But it doesn't end there. He did play around with it and have fun for a while. I think he could. He couldn't believe. I think that he'd done everything he could to try not to win. Um, there was many times during the debates and when he was on the campaign trail, I would look at Roland and say, "This guy cannot be. He cannot possibly want to win. There's no way. This guy is just. He does. He's doing these. I don't have a list in front of me, but everybody knows what he was out there doing. I mean, and if you don't know what he was doing, if you want a list, then I'll compile you a list. I don't care. But he just kept getting crazier and crazier, and then he won. Over half the world shocked. Trump is shocked. But that's not all of it. So he wins. And now we also have these things coming out in the news where Trump sometimes will get on TV and he just rambles and rambles and rambles, kind of like I am now, probably. Yeah, I'm sure. I have a few relatives out there that are going to say, "You mean the way you are, Marcia?" Yeah, the way I am. At least you don't have to read it. You can listen to it. He rambles on and rambles on and rambles on and says stupid stuff like, my dad's from a little village in Germany. Uh, just, uh, I'm not even going down the list of uh, crazy stuff that he has said that everybody knows is not true. And then there's also times where he's rambling and you can't even make sense of what he's saying. And that's all a sign of dementia or Alzheimer's. Okay? Maybe he was diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's before he ran, which made it such a thing for him to have to fill the coffers up as quick as he wanted to, which is why he ran for president. Like, I've got Alzheimer's, Dad's going to be checking out, I can't leave you kids with all these bills, I'm broke, Daddy's broke, da da da. Here's what I'm going to do. It's the grand delusion. Watch Dad pull off the grand delusion on the American people. I'm going to make sure that I don't leave you guys behind broke, settling my debts. So he ran for president, but I think that, yes, he does have Alzheimer's or dementia. Can't prove it. It's my theory. But explain to me why he would hire his own people to break into his own doctor's office to steal his own medical records. I mean, I can walk into my doctor's office and ask my doctor to give me my medical records. So there was just, why? Shady, sneaky, it's whatever. He ain't the most intelligent guy in the world. But he still has a lot of people that love him because, he's not politically correct. He's not correct at much of anything. So, yeah, I think that the reason why his daughter's been so close to him in the White House, and things like that is because she knows that Daddy's got Alzheimer's. She knows all of this. So what started off as Don the Con wanting to run one more last art of the deal to fill his coffers up with money kind of backfired on him a little bit because he didn't expect to win. And then when he won, yeah, I think at first it was like, oh, wow, I won. I think he was happy about it. And then things started falling apart. So we've got this man that never wanted to be president. He just wanted to be richer. He just didn't want to check out of this world with the Trump brand tarnished. So, now he's in a position where I don't think he wants to be president again, just like the first time. But now he's fighting for it. Now he has to be president. So his greed has led him to run the first time, never expecting to win, to where now, because he's a crook, he's put himself in, and I'm going to back up really quick. I've never felt like Trump was guilty of collusion. Okay? Never. But obstruction of justice? Yeah. I mean, I've got writing all over my walls here for my grandkids. It's as plain as the writing on my walls. Hell yeah, he's still obstructing. So, I don't know. He's just not a very intelligent freaking guy. Sorry, Trump supporters. Nope. Not very smart at all. But now he's in a position where he doesn't want to be president, but he has to be president because if he doesn't win, he's going to prison. So what started off as a let's get rich quick scheme has now backfired into his face. And now he's in a position where he has to win at all costs, or he's going to die in prison. And who wants to die in prison? Certainly not a Trump. Now, like I said, I never believed in the collusion. Didn't buy it. Collusion, conspiracy. By the way, there's some people out there say collusion's not against the law. Collusion is the same thing as conspiracy. And yeah, that's against the law. So, I mean, it's tomato, tomato, right? Still a fruit. But with that being said, I didn't want to type all this out. I just thought I'd make a video of it. And besides, you guys haven't got to see my lovely face in so long. But, yeah, it's my opinion that when Trump was running for president, and the closer it was getting to election, the closer it was getting to election, closer, just go back and pull up some of the old videos. I mean, he just kept getting crazier and crazier and doing things and saying things that were just more unacceptable and more unacceptable and more unacceptable. He just wanted the cash cow to come in. He just wanted the money to fill his coffers so he wouldn't have to file for bankruptcy again. He didn't want to go out that way. He didn't expect to win. And he won. And I'm sure he enjoyed it for a minute. If I cut my grandkids loose in a candy store, they're going to enjoy it for a while too. They're going to enjoy all that candy until they get a bellyache. And I would say Trump is at the point where he's got a real nasty bellyache. Only he can't quit eating the candy. Because it's the only thing that's keeping him out of prison. Because he is guilty of obstruction. Period. I mean, there's no if. If you haven't read if you're going to sit and tell me that he's not guilty of obstruction, then you have not read the Mueller report. Yeah. I think Nixon did less. So, and I know Clinton did less because he just lied about a sexual act, which was really between him and his wife. But it was still disgusting anyway, irregardless. I mean, and I'm going to tell you another theory too. This is how desperate he is to win. He wants Nancy Pelosi, he wants Congress to impeach him. He wants them to impeach him right now because he knows the Senate will not convict him and he needs to win the election. He wants the impeachment to be out of the way right now because once Senate doesn't convict him, they can't try to impeach him over the same thing again. It's double jeopardy. So, I mean, all of his eggs are in one basket. Kinda. Two baskets. Get him to impeach, win the election. And I'll never go to prison. Because the statute of limitations run out in 2022. Nancy Pelosi knows the game he's playing. She knows he's trying to go all the Democrats. Impeach, 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 impeach. No. We have our eggs in several baskets. We have the impeachment. Which, what's the point? Senate's not going to convict him. But the election is coming up. And just like Nancy said, he's self-impeaching. He is self-impeaching. Donald Trump is absolutely self-impeaching to this day. We're just ignoring all the subpoenas and everything. I just take Trump's name out of all this and put Obama's name in there. And I would really like to hear some feedback on not even Obama, any president before Trump at all ever to do what Trump is doing now. I mean, this is a desperate man that needs to win. And he's trying to tie everything up in courts now. Tie it up. Ignore the subpoenas. Don't answer to them. I have to win. I have to win. I have to win. Because Trump is not, he's not a man. He's a brand. And he doesn't want his brand to go down like that. So, I don't know what else to say about it. But I thought it would be easier for me to speak it than type it because I have a few relatives Mike don't like to read my long posts. So, but Yeah, he's in. Anyway, our eggs. That's where I was at. Our eggs, and I'm sorry. I'm tired, and I get brain fog when I'm tired. We have several options. We can start impeachment right now. It could backfire. He wins the election. We can't re-impeach. Double jeopardy. Or we can bide our time. My daddy always told me silence is golden. Silence is golden, little girl. I don't know how many times I have practiced that. With this election coming up, I'm pretty certain we're going to flip Senate. I'm pretty positive of it. I mean, so let's say Trump wins the election, but now we've got Congress and Senate. He's impeached. He's going to prison. Or Trump doesn't win the election. Somebody else wins. Doesn't have to be my guy. I mean, I like Bernie. I believe in Medicare for all. It's no more radical than FDR's Social Security, you know. So I don't know why people are having such a fit over that. I got some issues with the Green New Deal, but no major policy change in the world or in America has ever started without been unrolled without major flaws. So, I mean, it needs worked on and tweaked on. But I like Bernie because you go back and pull videos up from Bernie when he was 19, 20 years old, still a college student. His fight has never changed. His argument has never changed. What he has wanted to bring to this country or what he's wanted our country to become has never changed. So, I like Buttigieg too. And, I mean, I like Joe. But, Joe, I love you. Stay home. Just stay on the porch. Because they might be doing, I don't believe in the polls right now. It's way too early. But even if there was any truth to these polls, there are so many young voters coming out right now that are not in that poll database. And that's why it's really not a good idea to rely on polls. Because Bernie's pulling the young vote. He's pulling the millennials. So, and everybody needs to quit being afraid of Medicare for all. It's not socialism. This country will always be a capitalistic society. So when people want to get on here and just like, oh, you effing socialist and da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, the public schools my kids go to, that's socialism. Lots of things are socialism. But, you know, the thing about it is, you know, your Social Security, it's not socialism, right? You paid for it, it's yours. Don't cut my Social Security. I paid for it, it's mine. Medicare for all. Sit down and look at those numbers. Sit down and really research it and study it. Look at the abuse on our healthcare systems. Look at the abuse on our emergency rooms. Look at, you know, and the amount of people in our country that die every day because they don't have insurance. Because they can't afford insurance. I mean, Medicare is something that once, yeah, everybody's taxes are going to go up, but you're getting something back for it. Just like the taxes went up when FDR implemented Social Security. Taxes went up. But that Social Security is yours to keep. It's a safety net. Medicare is a safety net. And what are we, the only first world country left that doesn't have Medicare for all? I mean, I don't know why people are so afraid of it. It's like people that draw Social Security today. It's the younger guys and girls and, you know, out there working now that are paying for your Social Security today. When you were younger, you paid for your father's generation of Social Security. Medicare is going to be the same way. So I really don't know what the big deal is about it. I don't believe in free college, but something needs to be done about the cost of college and the interest rates for student loans. But yeah, that needs ironed out. It needs ironed out. I mean, there is not one person out there that's got a perfect plan. But the Medicare for all, I'm definitely on board for, because America used to be a country that led in everything. We led in innovation. We led in automobiles. We led in manufacturing. We were the leaders in everything. And we're not anymore. We're not. What happened to making America great again? We're not. I think it's China. Is it China that's getting ready to totally surpass us in clean energy? I mean, every major world country is on board with this clean energy. What is our problem? Why are we dragging our tails on this? We should be leading this, but we're not. I mean, we should be leading in healthcare. We should be leading in clean energy. We should be leading in education. We used to lead in all of those things. But we haven't led in any of those things for a long time. So, Trump wanting to make America great again, what has he done to make America great again? Because I'm sorry, I don't care what the stock market's going to do, and it's going to crash. There's going to be another housing bubble. I don't care. It's inflated. It's inflated numbers. You want to live in a country that's great? Let's go back to the times when people were happy. People were making a decent income. They were coming home. They were buying homes. They were living the American dream. It didn't require both mom and dad to go out and hold 2, 3 jobs to make it from paycheck to paycheck. Our elderly people didn't have to choose between their dinner tonight or their medications they need to live on. So, I don't see where Trump's doing anything to make America great. He's doing a lot of things to try to make America not be too political correct. And somebody needs to clarify that for me, because I don't get the whole political correctness thing. What is it? What is being politically correct? Is speaking in your mind being politically correct? Is just being a Democrat politically correct? I mean, I know there's a lot of, I've been attacked a few times for being politically correct. What the hell is politically correct? I will tell all of you, my heart lies with humanity. My heart lies in what is best for the most, and not the few. So, and that's where I'm at. I mean, I wouldn't venture off into areas and talk about areas that I'm not really familiar with or comfortable. Well, I'm comfortable talking about anything, but, just taking care of your neighbor, taking care of your brother, making sure, I want to know when I'm dead and gone that my grown children are medically taken care of. I want to know that my grandchildren are medically taken care of. And, yeah, taxes are going to go up, mostly for the top 1%, but they're going to go up for everybody. But you're getting something back for it. You're getting something tangible. It's not going into hey, let's talk about the welfare system. A very small percentage of your taxes go to the welfare anyway. And furthermore, other people out there that's sitting there trying to say all these illegal immigrants are coming in here milking our welfare system. No, they're not. No, they're not. They might be abusing our emergency rooms and stuff. You can't go down and just get welfare without a social security card. And if you're an illegal immigrant, you don't have a social security card. So, yeah, is that what being politically correct is? I don't know. But anyway, I did want to put my theory out there. It's not a fact. It's just a theory. And I just wanted to put this video up there, time date it, whatever, because none of us know what's happening from one day to the next up there in D.C. on Capitol Hill. But I do think that man ran for president because he was flat broke. He didn't want to file another bankruptcy because of the shame and the humiliation that would have brought to him. I think that he was absolutely diagnosed with Alzheimer's or something. I think his kids know about it. I mean, what is the purpose of stealing his medical records? Why would he hire his people to go and break into his doctor's office to steal his medical records? Unless he has something to hide. Why is he hiding his tax records? Because he's broke. He's broke. He's flat broke. He don't want people to know how broke he was. Trump has, he's the carnival worker. He has spent his entire life um, boasting and bragging about, how rich he is, and no, he's not. No, he's poorer than a church mouse. Maybe not that poor, but yeah, when he first started running for president, again, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to repeat it again, he did not expect to win. I even watched an interview of him once where he was shocked that he won. And Cohen, I know a lot of you out there don't like Cohen. Actually, Cohen's getting on my nerves because he made a deal with prosecutors to cooperate. And I don't know what he's doing. Every time I turn around, Cohen's got a little piece of paper here, a little piece of paper there. You know what? Jerk the deal you made up with him. I mean, if he can't put it all out on the table, then, the deal's off. Make him do hard time. Not in that prison with the tennis courts. So, unless, of course, that's where Trump wants to spend time with him at. But, yeah, at this point, Trump is really, he pulled off the Don the Con art of the deal of his lifetime, and it was driven by greed, and it backfired. The web he weaved, he can't get out of. So, and I'm willing to sit here and be patient. I'm not hounding Congress. I wouldn't want Congress to try to impeach him now. Senate's not going to convict him. And unless something really serious between now and the elections goes on, like everything already hasn't been serious enough because it has. Unless something really serious goes on between now and the election, like super, super, super serious, I want to wait till the election. Because, I mean, if this was a game of euchre, I mean, we're holding the bars. We've at least got the right bar and the king and the queen. He might feel like he's got a left bar and an ace, but I think we can over-Trump him. But anyway, that's my theory on Trump. The man ain't been a billionaire for a long time. He got a bad medical diagnosis, didn't want to leave his family behind destitute, didn't want to leave his Trump name behind destitute. So he ran for president, so he could win the donations, so he could fill his coffers. And it backfired. Because now he's in a situation where he's got to win now. Whether he wants to be president or not, he's got to win. If he don't win, he's going to prison. But anyway, I love you guys. Have a good night. Maybe I'll make another video, I don't know, tomorrow, next week, next month. Who knows? I don't know. But, good night, people. Love you. Bye.